The city of Mikeron stared awake as the sun rose behind its skyline, golden light spilling over streets that hid dark secrets. They called him Colonel Bantu, but he was no soldier. He commanded no army, only fear. His band of outlaws looted, burned, and vanished like ghosts. And now a new target had come into view, the Mikeron International Bank, where a shipment of diamonds and foreign currencies would arrive in 3 days. In a dimly lit warehouse, Bantu gathered his men, his gravel-deep voice cutting through the smoke. 3 days, one vault, no weaknesses. It's time. The same morning, far from the world of crime, Mr. James buttoned his shirt in silence. His pregnant wife stood by the kitchen counter, tears in her eyes. They did argue again about relocation abroad. She wanted safety, a new life for their child. He wanted stability, and his long-awaited promotion was finally near. As he drove off, he promised himself, "I'll make it up to her after today." At the bank, he greeted Mr. Abu, the old security guard who had worked at the bank for 10 fateful years. Abu smiled faintly, tapping his worn uniform. "Ah, Mr. James, one day soon it will be you running this place." James laughed lightly and replied, "If only you knew how close I am." He walked into his office unaware that destiny was already knocking, loud and deadly. Tola, a bright second-year student, rushed through a dorm room, ignoring her roommate's warning. "Wait till after the test, Tola. It will be quick," she shouted, grabbing her bag. All she needed was a simple withdrawal, 10 minutes at most. Meanwhile, Emeka, a final-year medical student, was also heading to the bank. He hummed as he walked, thinking of the surprise birthday party he was planning for his mother. Then his phone rang. "Emeka, my son, I had a dream," his mother said. Her voice was trembling. "I saw blood and tears. Please pray before you step out." He paused, uneasy. "Mom, I'm already on my way, but let's pray together." They prayed over the line. He told her he loved her and hung up, not knowing those words might be his last. At 8:30 a.m., he reached the bank just as Tola arrived. They bumped into each other at the door and shared a nervous laugh. "Ladies first," Emeka smiled. "Thank you," Tola replied. They stepped in together. The bank was busy. People filling forms, security scanning IDs, a regular Monday rush. Suddenly, the fire alarm screamed. Everyone froze. Then, boom! An explosion shook the ground. Smoke filled the air. Screams echoed through the marble hall as a side wall crumbled. Through the dust and chaos, 6 armed men stormed in, marks on, rifles raised. At the front, Colonel Bantu himself. "Everybody down. Nobody moved," he barked, firing a warning shot into the ceiling. Panic! People dropped to the floor. Mr. James dove behind the counter. Tola screamed and clutched the maker's arm. Mr. Abu reached for the emergency alarm, but a bullet grazed his shoulder. "Old man," Bantu sneered, "stay down if you want to leave." The robbers began their assault on the vault door. James crawled towards the side office, heart pounding. He knew there was a security panic room, but only a few could access it. He spotted Emeka and Tola hiding behind an overturned desk. "Hey, over here," he whispered. Together, they dragged the bleeding Mr. Abu towards the back hallway. Bullets echoed through the halls. Bantu's men tore through the bank, rounding up staff and customers. Emeka ripped part of his shirt to bandage Abu's wound. "You're going to be fine, sir. Just hold on." The security exit behind the server room, James said breathlessly. "If we reach it, we can get out." They crawled through the smoke, dodging gunfire as alarms wailed. One of Bantu's men spotted them. "Hey, they're trying to escape." Gunshots ripped through the corridor. Emeka grabbed Tola, pushing her behind the desk. James fired the emergency flare gun towards the attacker's face, blinding him temporarily. They ran again, hearts racing. lungs burning. At the same time, Bantu finally broke through the vault door. Diamonds glittered under the emergency lights. "Pack it up," he ordered. "We have got 5 minutes. Then a faint sound, footsteps, voices. He turned to see James standing at the doorway, holding an extinguisher like a weapon. "You don't have to do this," James shouted. "You think you can stalk me, banker boy?" Bantu sneered. But before Bantu could shoot, Emeka threw a smoke canister from the security room, filling the vault with white fog. Tola and Abu hit the alarm again, triggering the steel lockdown system. Doors slammed. Half of Bantu's men were trapped inside. The others panicked and tried to flee, right into the waiting hands of the police, already alerted by the secondary alarm system. Inside the vault, Bantu raged. "No walls can hold me," he shouted, firing wildly. James, wounded but resolute, stepped forward. "Maybe not walls, but your greed can." He triggered an automatic sealing protocol, locking Bantu and his crew within the vault permanently. Hours later, rescue teams flooded the building. Smoke cleared. Survivors were let out. Tola wept in relief as she hugged Emeka. Mr. Abu Bandage saluted James weakly. "You are the real Colonel here, my son." James looked at the destroyed banks, tears mixing with soot on his face. He whispered to himself, "I will make it up to her. I swear." Bantu's name became legend, not for his triumph, but for his downfall. And Mikeron remembered that day, the day grief met courage, and ordinary people became heroes. They say every man carries a fire within. Some use it to build, others to destroy. But in the end, the fire of greed always burns its bearer.